So I'm learning a lot in life, and every single time I come and record a video here, I always want to come back and record another because I'm so motivated by the outcomes and the responses because they're usually always nice. Every single time I press upload, I go, I have such an inner critic because I want to make art, but geez, why do I look? I mean, I know this isn't my best angle, but like, anyways, I feel that there's lots I could talk about today, but this angle is just not doing it, huh? I'm gonna keep it though. I'm in a creative zone. I'm doing a lot of self-expression, I feel, especially through my photo taking because I really enjoy doing that. And I'm finding ways to kind of use my social media in a way that's not life updates and more self-expression, which I wasn't intentionally trying to do, but now that I'm learning how to do it, I prefer it because I don't, one part I don't like about social media is how public it can make your life, which I guess I don't mind because I really enjoyed the process of documentation when I was doing it. But now I kind of want to step away from documenting my life and step into creating it, you know? And this is just I love photography. I have printed out photo books. I'm working on now playlist covers and stuff, like for myself, you know, because I've started this new project where I have 40 different playlists. They're all kind of like basic names, by the way, because I just stole them from Pinterest, but 40 playlists, and then I make a cover for each, and I challenge myself to listen to music I don't already have liked or don't even know. And it's actually surprising how many new favorite songs I have, and it almost feels like I've unlocked this new side to myself, and it's so much fun. I have so much fun doing it, you know. But I also get vulnerability hangovers from like making like putting myself out there in new ways or just in ways in general, and I always think that my shit's crap because I'm just so mean to myself about the stuff I make. So YouTube is pretty tough for me sometimes, but I hope eventually that artistic kind of change I'm experiencing will come over to these videos and I can start expressing myself instead of just documentation, because I feel I'm really good at documentation, but I have to start there because I don't really know my artistic self yet fully. I don't really know what that looks like yet, and I don't have equipment. I have a shitty phone that dies or storage fills up on. Anyways, so time for Trump to just put a golden statue of himself up. And actually, whenever I heard it, I didn't even like really. I actually thought that was normal. I was like, oh yeah, a golden statue sounds about right. Like pff, everyone does that. But then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, wait, actually, that's actually such bad timing of him. Did he not read the room? And also, who does that? Who does that? Also, it is kind of crazy. You know, it's just we live in crazy times. Over the summer last year, I was like a kid from the 1960s that time traveled to 2025. I felt like the only person excited for AI and robots and technological advancement. Like I just couldn't shut up about it. It was my favorite thing and I was so excited. And now I fear it a lot. Then I was getting a lot of my information from Sam Altman, Elon Musk, you know, the ops themselves. No hate if you like those people, by the way, but they are kind of ops. To me, they're my ops. My first ops are never mind. Anyways, but yes, I understand that with great change will come a lot of struggle as well. So definitely famine, economic change. We're already seeing it. It's gonna, I imagine, worsen. We're already seeing wars. I mean, we already live in a crazy time. If you turn on the news, it's like, oh, they staged a shooting. Wow. Sorry if anyone disagrees with these. Wow, like the UFO files are coming out. Like, I think we've all had enough files this year. We all have had enough. And I truly think that that really set the bar to the point where everybody's just kind of tuned out now. You know, people don't really. But I also feel like that's part of the strategy, you know. So I don't really know what the future looks like, and maybe I'm being too pessimistic by saying like famine and war and hardship, and then technological change. And I bet the root of the cause is population control. But also, I truly do think we should listen to the thing of history repeats itself, because sometimes we go a little too far back with that. We think history repeats itself. Okay, what was going on in 1908? That's bound to happen again. Okay, but sometimes we just need to go back a couple of years. Like, last time this guy was president, there was a virus. Really craving Harry Potter, and I'm definitely, you know, it took me from 2018 to 2025 to finish it, mostly because I just wasn't consistent with it and I couldn't get my hands on the books, and then I'd always reread it. Eventually I just had to stop trying to reread the whole series and picking it back up, and I just was like, all right, what's next? And I finished the series and it was great, but I don't own it and I want to own it, and I think I'm going to read it all back to back, like one after the other, this fall. Sorry, because I really want to go to Hogwarts this autumn. I could just see it for myself. Right now I'm doing a lot of rereads of my favorite books as a child. They're not overly children books, but they're not that challenging either, which I kind of like, because I could just get lost in a story real quick and not have to analyze it too much, or, you know, like they're just ghost stories, because I used to be a really big fan of this author named Mary Downing Hahn, and it's been such a treat to reread, truly. And you know, I'm just reading, basically, it's over there on my shelf, but all those pink books and stuff, it's just like, I'm in my girlhood era and just revisiting the core version of me, because I have an overly ambitious goal of reading 100 books this year, which I don't honestly think I'll make, which I don't like saying that, because I will do as much as I can, but since I've set the goal, I've kind of known that it was just me trying to be overly ambitious, because last year I kind of set the bar too low. And I wanted to go higher, and I really outdid myself, and I want to see if I can maybe double it this year. But it's definitely going to be a challenge, especially because lately I have been so lost in random projects that I don't really concentrate too much on my stretching or reading, and I hate when that happens, because I'm like, those are my biggest goals, is like flexibility and feeding my head. But anyway, sorry, little side rant. Excited. I know it's still spring, but I can feel the summer in the air, and I'm indoors, but I can feel it. I can feel it today. Today's gonna be a beautiful day. I can feel it. I can feel it. Also, lately I've been waking up either at 2 or 4, and usually staying up till 4, or staying up for like a good hour. And I know it sounds chaotic, and it's definitely not exactly the healthiest, but I kind of love it, because it gives me a little, like, it gives me a random hour to spend with myself, like, just so randomly, and I love it. But it always sucks because it starts with me taking the longest. Dude, I never realized like what might be oversharing until I go there. But like, seriously, you know, whenever you wake up and you have to pee, like, that's what's happening. Embarrassed. I wish I could just backspace that. In moments like this, it's like, just get an editing app, but like, how? With what storage? You know, it's like, just clip it out real quick, Sierra. You could get CapCut and clip it out. I used to kind of use CapCut, like, in the beginning, whenever I was like kind of passionate about and I felt I had to do it in a certain way. I was like, I guess I will get this and use it sometimes. But I always found that like I just exerted, if I edited my videos, I feel like editing I would really like. I just don't have a laptop. Okay, I'm sorry for going on that rant, but I feel like that would be so unhealthy for me to edit like photos, or like beyond what just the Photos app allows you to do or whatever, because I don't know, that just seems like you could get in so many creative loops and tunnels. Like, you could just do so much that it just seems like you would never feel like it was done. And I love that. I love that. And that's what I fuck a rough draft. Everything, even the final copy, can feel like a rough draft, truly. That's why I hate how school makes you do things, how they'll make you like write a rough draft when you're young, and then like, it's just so. And also I hate that like the whole time in school they're teaching you, they're like, you need to write interesting things, not stuff people have always heard, so write it in this exact same structure that everyone's heard it in, that bores even you. Anyways, okay, alright, okay, goodbye. This video's so dumb.